Hello, everybody. This is the Chocolate News Podcast. I'm your co host, John Alexander Reese.
And I'm your co-host, Andria Carter.
And if you didn't know, the Cincinnati Herald has been around since 1955 and is the leading African American owned newspaper in the greater Cincinnati area and northern Kentucky area. So, how's it going, Andrea?
It's going fine. How are you doing, John?
I'm doing just fine. It's you know what, we're finally, is it fall yet? Or I think it's or is it in a couple days? I can't remember.
I think it's either today or tomorrow. I can never remember if it's the 20th or the 21st. So, but I think we're around the official fall is starting anthem right now. I
Right.
mean, basically pumpkin spice is out all over the place, so you know it's fall.
Yeah.
So it is I think it's wonderful. The leaves are starting to change here and there a little bit, but they haven't started dropping rapidly yet. But I think in the next few days, as we get closer to October, they will. You know, the Halloween candy's out, the costumes are out. I've already seen a few inklings, a hint of Christmas, in a few places. It keeps getting earlier and earlier. I just can't keep up.
Oh yeah.
But
But
overall, it's I'm not breaking out my sweater yet. A couple of jackets, yes, but not my sweaters yet. I'm fighting that.
yeah. Yeah, I'm
So
waiting. I'm waiting because I like my hoodie. So you know what? It's getting there. I'm not biggest fan of fall weather, but I do enjoy wearing my hoodie. So I guess there's that.
well, I mean, it's kind of like I have a couple of new, you know, jackets that I can wear, and the evenings are starting to get a little cooler.
Yeah.
And so it's just, it's one of those gradual things until Mother Nature says, "Oh, okay, it's cold." So
Yeah. Well,
I'm waiting.
oh, go
I
ahead.
still got the AC on, so
Well, you know what? And also with my hoodie, I wanted to get a Bengals hoodie too, but by what they're doing, I don't know. And I think that segues to our first chocolate news story.
well, I'm just gonna say that I did buy a couple of new Bengals things in early August. They always come out with the sideline shirts every year.
Right.
So I got a couple of the new sideline shirts. So I finally have one in orange with Bengals on it. And there is a Bengals shirt that the black owned shop called Black Owned.
Oh yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah.
they have that logo, logo franchise deal with the
Mm,
Bengals to design some stuff for them. And so they have a shirt on a couple of sites selling their Bengals shirt that has Black owned on it. And I'm a believer in supporting Black businesses. So I bought one of their shirts and I
right.
can't wait to wear it. And then I bought some exercise shorts. So,
Okay. All right. Yeah.
I'm every year I try to get something new with Bengals on it and go from there. So, I'm showing my support,
Yeah. Yeah.
but at the same time, you know,
It's
I'm like,
rough.
but you know what? We've been here before.
Yeah, that's true.
And we've been teased Super Bowl if, and then Joe Burrow's got hurt. And I'm just kind of like, really? This is our year to shine. And he's not playing, he's playing hurt, still holding his own. I mean, we came within 3 points,
Yeah. So that's better
but
than last week.
okay, it was the dog pound. I was not happy. I think we should, keep up that dynamic that we are better than the Browns, not the other way around. So,
Yes.
but that's just me in the rivalry. But anyway,
Of course, the Browns have actually won a Super Bowl championship. So,
yeah, no, that I'm negating all that. That's
okay.
just, but go Cleveland. Anyway, I would just say that but we have a lot to look forward to.
Yeah,
I think if Joe, he probably should have taken another week to heal if we're
probably.
playing. I mean, because they were playing a little rough out there, but they always play rough. But
Yeah.
um, I think people got an in for Joe because he's got that nice contract now. So I
Yeah.
think they're gonna get a little rougher out there. But I think you know, with if everyone checks out our website and read Matt McDowell's column, he points out a few positives about the touchdowns, the impressive speed of the punt returns by Charlie Jones, but that offensive line, they look better than they did last week against Cleveland, but they still have a lot of work to do. Because, I mean, if you saw the comparisons between Cincinnati, where Joe had to throw that ball very, very, very quickly, the Ravens, he took a sweet time. He could throw the ball. No one was touching him. So we have a little work to do. Joe did get re-injured his leg just, a little bit, which is unfortunate. The
Yeah.
defense gave up over 400 yards. Joe doesn't look like himself. He's probably frustrated too with some of his team members. 40%, 46% of the drives have ended in three and outs, which is, that's not good. That's not what we're used to seeing. Again, we are Super Bowl. We've been to the Super Bowl. We played there. We didn't win, but we
Yeah.
got there. So we got extra pressure on us to do it again.
Right.
So I think we just need to take a step back, breathe, build up that confidence, that ego, and just go out and do it. Unfortunately, they're playing Monday Night Football on
Ooh.
Monday.
Ooh.
Yes.
Ooh. Who we playing?
I think it's the Rams we're playing.
Yeah. Well, that should be an interesting game.
Um, yeah,
Yeah, interesting, I
uh,
guess. We'll see. We'll
yeah.
we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. You know
Well,
what?
I
It's
mean, it's yeah. I'm trying to be positive here.
yeah.
So,
Oh yeah.
um, um, it's just one of those things of where it's the Rams. It's the Rams.
Yep,
That's
it's the
all I got to
Rams.
say. It's the
Yeah,
Rams.
they're the Rams.
It's the Baltimore Rams. I mean, I like Baltimore. Baltimore's a nice town. They got great seafood, but it's the Rams. But anyway,
Yeah, it is the
so
Rams. Yeah.
we're gonna be positive.
Yeah. We're gonna be positive, even though the Rams are 2-0, I think. You
Yeah,
know what? We might pull it off.
third
And
time, third time's the charm.
yep.
That's my positive feeling, and I think it's here.
Is it here?
I think it's here. You know,
Oh, you know
uh,
what? Yeah, it is. It is at the Bengals. Okay. Yeah, it
ooh,
moves.
you know what that means then?
What does that mean?
That means everybody who's watching Monday Night Football gets to see the Black Walk Hall of Fame.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Because as they
Okay.
do that spin out across the sea of Cincinnati, they're
Yeah.
gonna see that black, the Black Hall of Fame, the Black Walk Hall of Fame, and I think that's gonna be fantastic.
Okay.
So
Yeah, right.
that is, hey, tourism comes to Cincinnati once again, yay!
That is true. Yeah,
So
and
I
and
think
and
also,
and and I think it's on ESPN too. I think Monday Night Football. I think.
no,
So,
I think it's gonna be on CBS.
or is it gonna be on CBS? Okay, okay, yeah,
It's gonna
yeah.
be
Okay.
now. I mean, Monday Night Football. I mean,
Yeah.
it Thursday Night Football is on Prime
I know that.
and
Yeah.
ESPN. So I think, but and also if you're watching the NFL channels, will probably pick up if you have one of those special packages.
Right.
So it's gonna be interesting. I think also the Cincinnati Reds are in a tight hunt for the playoffs.
Yeah, they're
Um,
still trying to make it.
I think they're still trying to do it. I think we have a shot. I mean, think of it before. We didn't have a shot before. Now we do. Um,
Yeah.
they've given up a few things, but they've been on a win a few, lose a few, win a few, lose a few. So, but I think they're trying their best and holding their own. And we'll just have to see what happens next and keep happy thoughts for all of our sports teams. I mean, if you think about it, even the Bearcats, no, they lost too. I take that back. It
Uh,
has not been a good week for Cincinnati sports teams. But,
yeah.
again, positive thoughts. Something
Yeah.
will occur.
Yeah.
If push comes to shove, if we need to be rejuvenated, go find a Pee Wee football team and watch them play.
Yeah.
The joy of just playing
Uh,
will energize you for football. So, and
yeah.
also they're so cute in their uniforms. And I know if a little boy heard me right now talk about his Pee Wee League and saying he looked cute in his football jersey, they'd be like, "What are you talking about? How dare you?" Anyway, with that, I move on. So, um, next up is, 7 years ago, a new concept of transportation was introduced to Cincinnati with the streetcar.
Wow, has it been 7 years already?
It's been 7 years. They established in 2016, and they have just broken the ridership of 100,000 each month, which
Wow.
is pretty cool, proving why we need the streetcar because parking has become horrible in downtown Cincinnati, and especially if you have to pay what I call the parking gods, and I only pay so much, because
Yeah.
what they charged during the Taylor Swift concert, that was outrageous. Those who charge $25, okay, I'll give it to you. Those who try to charge $60 and $80, shame on you. Shame on you. But anyway.
Yeah.
But I think the fact that the streetcar has survived for 7 years, it's running smoothly. People have gotten used to it running around the city. People are getting on it and riding it. I still have the coins from when they first opened in honor. They
Oh,
gave out
wow.
the coins from the streetcar. But I think it's time that we take our investment in this new way of transportation and invest in it in expanding it, whether
Hmm.
going out to the airport, which I recommend, or going up Reading Road or going up Vine Street, because those are two thoroughfares that takes you out to the burbs if you continue straight down Reading Road and Vine Street. I think it should be considered. And I know people will think I'm crazy for even saying it, but I think that is the wave of the future because, if you think about it, we need transportation that does not put something into the air. We need something that will move the masses in the region to and from. And I think, especially with how many people are flying out every day at CVG, I think we could do a streetcar out to CVG. That alone would build a huge parking lot and people riding it to get there to the airport. They do it in San Francisco.
Yeah, that is true. That'd be kind of a, how long would that be though? Because I remember them, because I think what it goes like, it's like a 3 mile radius, right? So far.
Yes, it
So
is.
uh it'd be nice if they, because I remember them, they want to extend it like eventually. I don't know if that's ever gonna happen, but I remember them, they still wanted to extend it to like the zoo, to like UC and stuff, possibly to the West End, Cincinnati Museum Center or something like that. And then maybe even to like Newport on the Levee. That'd be nice too.
Oh
But
yeah. I
yeah.
mean, it's really and truly for it to be really pay for itself. I mean, they need to be examples just like of any other streetcar system or railway system like Chicago, like New York, which is subway, but still it's a rail system, like Portland. Portland goes all over. They have so many lines now. It's unbelievable. And it moves people around the region and it puts less cars on the highway. Because if you look at it, they're always expanding or redoing the highways to accommodate the number of cars on there. And more people are moving back to Ohio because one, our cost of living is cheaper than around the rest of the country, and I think two, we're seeing that pressure on the roads, hampers the system. I mean, if you think about it, every day between 3 and 6, 75 and 71 are backed up.
Hmm.
If you had a streetcar going to and from, that backup would be eased a lot because those cars would not be on the road. They would be, be less being pumped in the air with affecting the ozone layer, that climate change effect. But that's just me being optimistic. But
Right. Yeah.
but I'm glad that the ridership is up, demand's up, and I think we just need to, start thinking about the future and say, okay, we need to invest more in this.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens down the road.
Yeah.
Um, Next, speaking of change, because the streetcar is change. Oh, we forgot to talk about.
What we forget?
Sorry, before the streetcar bomb threats.
Oh yeah, that's right.
It's transportation. Suspensions Bridge was shut down Wednesday morning due to another bomb threat. This is like what, the second one this week that
N-
occurred.
no, this
No,
for the bridge. It's like no, this is like the fifth one.
I'm sorry, the fifth one.
Yeah,
There have been so many, I just couldn't keep up.
yeah,
So I mean, it's just one of those things of where, why?
yeah,
I I, I don't know why. Benson Bridge is a wonderful bridge. It's a nice old bridge. It gets you to and from Kentucky, but why people are threatening to shut down the bridge unless they're upset about the new proposed bridge and they don't
Mhm.
like what's happening or who's getting the contract or what have you. I don't know. But we don't know why people are threatening it. I mean, it's interesting that the last bridge, the threat came around 1 a.m.
Yeah,
And I'm just like, why? You know, it stretches our resources, both sides of the bridge. It makes people anxious. And I think it's unnecessary frustration.
yeah,
But weak-minded people will do weak-minded things, and
true.
bomb threat is a weak-minded. When I say weak-minded, I just mean that they're not. No, there's no group coming out saying, "Hey, we said this," or "Hey, we threatened this," or a unanimous. I mean, unidentified persons doing bomb threats. Why are you hiding? If you have a beef with the city or with Kentucky or with the Department of Transportation, come out and make your beef. Don't
Yeah,
threaten the individuals that live around in the area who utilize the bridge, because it's a beautiful bridge. We use it. We need it. Come on.
yeah.
So there's that. But speaking of bridge building, Byron Allen, what can we say about this would-be comedian, talk show extraordinaire? He has been slowly building his media empire over time. And now he's made a $10 billion bid to acquire ABC News Network from Disney
Whew.
after Paramount decided not to sell BET,
Yeah,
which I thought was very interesting. So Disney was like, no, we're not going to sell, but they're considering it. And which I think is interesting. We've always hear about Robert Johnson or Oprah Winfrey. There are some quiet media people who are more African who have money, but we never hear about African Americans with money. Well, Tyler Perry, but he has his own studio, but he's not buying TV channels like Byron Allen is.
right.
And Byron Allen, I mean, he owns HBCU Go, who has streaming deals with both CIAA and CIAA and SIAA, the stream the sports shows, the football games, which I think is fantastic. So he's slowly building that digital media empire, and he does own the Weather Channel, the Griot. He is building other. He has bought a number of local TV stations around the country. So he's slowly getting the job done. He's doing what other media conglomerates have done. So we'll see if they will let him do this deal and see what happens.
It
So
definitely would be interesting because I know Disney, just like a lot of companies are strapped for cash right now. They've had to lay off so many people, and I know they're trying to get rid of assets. And, I never thought Disney, because they're a media conglomerate, would get rid of ABC, but that day has come. So if Disney does decide to sell ABC, I was like, I hope Byron Allen would get it because that would certainly just be interesting. It'd be really, it really be, well, I'm sorry, it would be it would be amazing if a black man owned one of the three, well, I should say four major networks.
yeah, but also
That would be amazing.
it would be amazing, and or unless they piecemeal ABC and keep the TV stations and the other TV stations along with ABC and sell off the news section, because
Yeah,
the news is expensive.
Oh yeah, and then I don't think Disney wants to be in the news game anyway. So it's just like they're more interested in their parks and movies and stuff. So it's like I don't think Disney really wants ABC anymore anyway. So it's just like it's only a matter of time.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see who ends up with what as they break it up and change the game and things like that. So with Byron, it's interesting. It's going to be, I mean, Oprah has own,
That is
um,
true. That is true.
I
But
mean, which was originally it wasn't the Discovery Channel. It was,
well, it was part of Discovery Network. I know
that's what it
that.
was.
I don't know what specific channel it was before,
I
but like
forgot what it was.
but even then, it's like, oh, even though Oprah owns the network, it's like the parent company is still like Discovery. Well, it's Warner Bros. Discovery now. I'm sorry. So David Zaslav owns that. It would be just so awesome if Byron Allen just owned ABC, such a name brand, and he owned it. He didn't have a parent company over him. He just owned it. So that's why it would just be so amazing for me.
Oh yeah, and I think also if you think about it, Oprah, how she got into the media game was through her talk show, just like Byron.
Right. Yeah.
And because was it Uniworld, New World? I forgot who was the distribution company for her talk show, got bought by CBS. And
Oh, yeah.
because she
Wasn't it King World
King
Productions, I
World, that's
think?
what it was,
Yeah,
that right.
yeah.
It was King World. And because of how she kept growing and growing, they finally couldn't offer more money, so they offered her stock in King World. So
Right.
when CBS bought King World, she went on the CBS board. And then when Paramount bought King World, she's went on that board. And that's how
Right.
she's been able to up her game in the media business. And she's a mover and a shaker. She knows how to create content for a certain audience and still do those interviews. And she does those Soul Sundays and things like that. So it's very
Mm-hmm.
interesting how everyone has evolved and taken the next step. And even P. Diddy has talked about a black conglomerate in the media world, which I
Right.
thought was interesting because they all have amassed millions, and they want to take it to the next step. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. And last but not least, for chocolate news, an exciting thing's going to happen on Friday, September 22nd in Cincinnati. If anyone is heard about Walk with Amal, Little Amal, it is this 12-foot high puppet that represents a 10-year-old Syrian refugee girl and has traveled around the country, has been pictured with the Pope and other people. And it is, she talks about refugees and how the life of a refugee. And this puppet is coming to Cincinnati on Friday. It's being presented by the Cincinnati Chamber Orchestra, the Cincinnati Compass, and the National Underground Railroad Freedom Center at the Banks. And it's going to be downtown. The tentative schedule is Amal's going to begin her walk, believe it or not, at the Suspension Bridge in Covington. And she's going to come into Cincinnati, and there will be a presentation, both Aftab, the Mayor Aftab Peral, and the Covington Mayor, Mayor Myers, and a Kroger's representative at an outdoor stage at the Banks at the Freedom Center. I'm sorry, before they at the Banks, and then they walk to the Freedom Center, and people will be able to go down and I guess along the way see this 12-foot high puppet. And this all starts at 3 o'clock, and then there will be another program at the Freedom Center between 4:30 and 6. So you can get the details. Either go on, just Google "Walk with Amal" and check on events, or go to the Freedom Center to see what they're going to do. And I think it's exciting that because Cincinnati has a number of immigrants and refugees in the city, and I think this represents another side of what it means to be an American, because we were all immigrants of some sort. And I think this isn't just a new way of thinking about who lives in our world, who lives in our country, and what we need to do to help our fellow man.
Hmm.
And that is all the chocolate news for this week.
All right. Well, thank you, Andrea. So that's it for today's show. I want to thank Andrea again for all the great chocolate news. Thank you so much, Andrea. It's
Oh,
always
it's my
appreciated.
pleasure. Thank you. I have fun with this. Thank you.
Yeah, and also, folks, you can find out more information about today's topics and past podcast episodes at www.thecincinnatiherald.com, the Sesh newsletter, or on our social media. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, Instagram, LinkedIn, and Threads. And make sure to subscribe to our podcast on your favorite podcast app. Our podcast is on Apple, Spotify, TuneIn Radio, Amazon, YouTube, and Google Podcasts. In addition, the Cincinnati Herald is now accepting applications for an advertising representative. So please call or text our publisher, Walter White, at 513-680-7076 for more information. I'm John Alexander Reese,
And I'm Andria Carter.
and have a good day.